All right. So what I need to do, get this sleeve out of the way. This is my center back seam. Remember it had my little pleat in it? I turn this like this and line it up and pin it because that's also my center back seam. Well, that should be lined up like that. Okay, see how the pleat to the seam. Now just to double check and make sure I've got it right, I don't have any excess over here. It's correct.
What's all that do? Tucking underneath?
That's the pocket. And I may have to shorten it
Oh, 'cause
so
I
that
was
it
saying,
doesn't
they gonna
get in the
bump up.
way.
I was just wondering because it looked like it was on both of them.
Yeah, that's confusing. This is the pocket, and I don't like how low it's hanging. But I'm going to try to attach the lining, and if it's still hanging too low, I'm going to have to shorten it. So what I'm doing is turning up 5/8, and then I'm matching it to the 5/8 to the sleeve there, to the hem. All right. So now, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to find my sleeve that has the hole in it, which this one is. And watch, here's your hole, Stephanie. See it's got the hole? I can now, wait, that's not the hole. Yeah, it is, okay. See the hole? I can reach through this hole, grab all this, and pull it out through the hole. And turn the jacket inside out through that hole. All right?
That's all I had to tell you.
And that's what it's for. So now I've got it inside out. I now just take this and line it up to that.
Wow.
Take this one, line it up to this. Seam to seam should just match up.
And now you know why.
Oh, that's not all we use it for.
Well, I know, there's a
It
lot of
could
reasons.
used again. Yep.
I'm sure it's for any access to inside the
It's
inside of
in.
it.
It's the only way I can turn this thing inside out and get a lot of stuff done by machine and not by hand. So here's this one. So you saw how I lined it up first before I turned it inside out.
That would stay in place.
Yeah, and it's where it's supposed to be. So now I can take this pin out. This is the one I use to calibrate it, I guess I'd say. I want this line to be with that line.
Which line is that?
This one. It's very tempting to put this one, but this is the
Oh,
one on the
Not
outside.
the pleat, but the
Right.
actual seam.
Right, what should be the seam. So I keep going down.
I'm sorry, I don't know who this is supposed to be.
Maria, did we do this last time?
Yeah.
Okay, can't remember if I did.
Do you need more pins?
Yeah, thank you. Couldn't remember. Thank you. Okay, the white ones are yours. Because when people borrow
There's
my
multicolored
pens,
ones in
I
there,
want them.
too.
I'm just taking all white.
Okay.
I want my pens back. And they're ridiculous. They're worth like 10 for a penny, but I want them back. Okay, so again, I can take this pin out. I'm going all the way to the end. All right, so now I'm going to turn this to straight stitch, which is number 1. Move Kayla's pins over, and I owe you one from the floor. And I'm going to start at the beginning of this, but I want to sew on the hem side. And what I'm trying to do, it might even be better with a zipper foot, but I'm going to try to control it with this. I don't have to start at the very beginning. I'm probably going to start close to this seam. I am sewing this to this. I'm just sewing these two together, okay? Now, see how it's getting away from me already?
Still using the same 4-5, or you just switched it?
What do you mean
back
4 or
to-
5?
So it's no longer.
No, 4 and 5 is for the hem stitch. No, this is just straight, yeah.
Straight.
Yeah, it starts sliding. I gotta make sure I do not sew up in there.
Alright, so the lining is on the bottom.
Yes. Because I need to see what happens on the jacket.
And you're sewing in the hem.
I'm sewing right, almost on top of the hem stitching. Because if you don't do it this way, you gotta do this by hand.
Pretty good.
And nobody buys stuff with all this handwork in it. So right here it's getting tight because my little hem is too little. After I do this to this, then I have to do it to the sleeves. And then we are 95% done with this jacket. Ooh, slow down.
I forgot where you put the. Where's the our lovely tag again?
I put it on the back of the line.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Okay. This was like you actually stitched it down. Okay. It's not
Yeah.
flapping this time.
No, I didn't leave it. It's not hanging. I sewed it all the way around.
I remember.
I don't want to go under there. I'm going to the seam. That's the last seam, and now I'm stopping. I'm not going all the way. And I'll show you why.
Did you net it?
I did. Well, I've got to adjust the corners, and I got to make sure I have room to do it. And I might have a little hole there, but we'll see. All right, so now I take that hole in the sleeve and turn it back. Yep. And remember, there are pins all in this, so be careful, because this is where you get, your hand ripped open. Yeah. And that's why the hole needs to be that big. Yeah.
So we gonna make a whole pocket?
Secret compartment.
That's extra elbow room.
You gotta be careful, because if a pin is stuck in something, you're just gonna rip something.
Why, okay, wait, so why do we still have pins in it, like, what is it holding together?
Remember how I pinned it to the shoulder pad?
Oh.
I think that might be the only pins left, is I pinned the,
Yeah, most of the same.
I want you to see what happens when I get it out. So this, I have to adjust all that, and I will do that by hand. But I don't want it bound together. I want to be able to float that. So, you see what you get on the ends? This lays down like that in the jacket. And it lifts up, but it's sewn in tight now. So I'm going to take it. I don't know why this pin is in there. Okay, so let's come up here. And now I'm dropping this down. See how I'm pulling it? Like right here in the center, I want to grab it up here. Shoulder pad is floating around in there. I want to grab it here and grab it here. And get it flat. And that starts how deep this fold is, okay? And now I've got it. Now, I don't love this fabric because it's not pressing flat. This is what polyester does. If she takes it to the cleaners, they can probably get a harder press on it. Because this should be a crisp line, and you notice it's kind of soft. All right, the next thing I want to do, poke this sleeve back in, and then grab this and the jacket in the same spot. Again, flatten it down. And just keep going. It's not going to be perfectly straight. But what I want to do is arrive here. Now see, that's a lot of pocket. I want to arrive here where ultimately, I want to watch this. I'm going to take this and fold it back like that so there's no raw edge. Did you see that? Want me to do it again? Okay, so see how I got a raw edge there? It's like crap, it's raw. I'm going to fold it under, just like that, press it down. Then I'm going to take this and fold it in so that that line stays straight. And now I'm going to pin that down, and I have to hand stitch that. Oh my God, it's hot. I have to hand stitch that corner, but that gives me some flexibility, not sewing it all down so tight. So now I go to do this one. So you see that's a raw edge. See, I can see the wrong side, it's a mess. And I fold it under. Like that. Then fold this back and under. So see how I'm trying to get it straight. Get this underarm to underarm again.
So you have to work with it a while.
Oh yeah, you have to make it sewn so well that you can pull on it and grab on it. You know, it's got to be able to be treated kind of rough.
So it's not supposed to be wrinkled up in there.
No. And what'll happen is I'll give this to Kelly just like I did Julie last quarter. Last time I taught this class, I said take this to the cleaners and have it pressed. And they will press it. And when you go to the cleaners, you tell them press only. You're not trying to. You want the press. That's not. You're not trying to get it cleaned. It hasn't been professionally pressed yet. And they get it to look like it came out of the store. Okay. But now you can see the inside of the jacket. It's like anybody else's inside of a jacket. Okay, you can stop that one. I'll do it.